Hello, it feels like it's been forever. I was playing Pokemon Sword, but now that I've finished the game and my curry decks, I'm ready to jump back into building. I'm really not sure though what I want to make after this, so please give me some suggestions if you have any. So we're going to do a Volcano today. I'll talk about that in a sec, but also there has been that announcement that Dragon Quest is coming to Steam, and I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping for mods that are going to make it easier to build, maybe a bit less laggy, so I'll definitely be getting it on PC and do updates on mods and stuff. So today we're going to do a quick video about the little volcano island that I made to get back into building. After Pokemon. I chose this because I'd done the terraforming video before this, so I feel like it's a good sort of segue to get back into building because it's what I was already doing. And like I just mentioned, my last video was terraforming, so if any of this doesn't make sense, it might be a good idea to go back and check out at least some of the timestamps from that, like the line theory and smoothing. So for this, what I've done is just picked a few blocks that I thought would match the terrain, which would be like sand and a dark looking volcanic rock, and started making a basic long island shape. I've gone back and just thickened that line and added blue chalk in the middle to fill that area. So that means I'm not going to waste sand on the area that I know is going to be my higher level, and it gives me an idea of where to start the next level. And so once I've got to filling this next level, I'm going to use a darker sand to sort of mark out where the beach part of the island is and where the earth volcano part is going to start. So now I can see I've got these two beach areas, one that I can put a hut in and one that I can put some decoration in. And obviously this isn't going to be the same exactly for everyone depending on how big the volcano is, but for this one we probably need just one more level to really get an idea of what the shape of this is going to be. So I'm using arid earth and dark dolomite here, and that is the actual true base of the volcano. And so when I step back from here, I can have a look and see that it's starting to look like an island with a separate thing on top of it, which is the feeling we want to get. So we can start moving up from here. Making the volcano does get a little bit harder, but it's just trial and error. So for the guts of the volcano, we're gonna have to think about that line theory like I was talking about in the terraforming video. So we want to make sure that everything is sort of gradienting down to an extent without it sort of going down 1, 1, 1 and it just looking like a hill. So the theory here we're using is a lot more like adding in the parts of the cliffs that we were adding in the terraforming. We need to think about that ascending and descending block placement, but in a 3D capacity. That all sounds like a lot, but all I mean is you pretty much want to do something like start in the center, go up 8 to 10 blocks, and make it something like a T shape, a star shape. And using this volcano as an example, on the short sides of this long volcano piece, you want the gradient to be more severe, so you're going to go down maybe 5, 3, 1. And then on the long sides, you can make the gradient a lot more mild and sort of go down, 1, 2, 1, 2. But like I said before, we don't want to be going down just 1, 1. Once we have a basic shape like that, we can then start chipping bits off those high bits and adding bits, and we want it to start looking a little bit more random. It feels ugly at first, but usually once you go around and do the whole thing, you'll find that that sort of randomness of the block placement starts to take shape. And remember, some of it as well will be covered by trees. You'll see as well, I did just put a little recess in the top for where we're going to put the lava, but we're obviously going to want to do that last and save beforehand, because I will show you, but it is really hard to get it looking half decent. The first 2 times I tried, it destroyed everything. So if you're doing a volcano like this, pick your spot where the lava's going to come out of, but just be prepared it's going to be a little bit of saving and reloading to work out exactly how to get it flowing perfectly. So now that that is done, I've just slapped down a few palm trees around the base of the volcano to have a look and decided, yeah, that works. So from here, I've just got to clean up some of the lines around the edges so that they don't look so jagged, and that way I can start decorating. I also decided to make a little mini shipwreck. It's essentially just some wooden blocks in a diagonal line going down into the ocean with some wooden rubble around it. And once that's done, I'm getting geared up to put the lava in, but I'm dreading it at this point. So I want to get everything else done first because the lava is going to be a nightmare and we're going to have to save and restart a few times. Again, like in my terraforming video, I've used the same principle as I always do personally for the flora palette. So I picked a few things from each of the categories I thought would work, started placing them around the trees sporadically, and I picked the red and yellow flowers here to complement what I know is going to be a very orange theme with the lava. And also these flowers are going to stand out from a distance, and knowing that, you know, we'll be mainly looking far back from the dock, got to take that into account. Alright, so now we're gonna do the part that only requires the tiniest bit of work but is somehow still the hardest part, which is adding the lava. Now, if you're not doing this in water, if your volcano is up on a mountain or something, you're not going to have to worry as much about these problems, but it is still the thing that, you know, lava spreads quite far, and once it touches water, a lot of crazy things happen. So I'm just going to put in the background here while I'm quickly telling you what happened, a few of my attempts. Before you put the lava in though, even if it's not near water, save first because you just don't know what it's going to do. And lava in Dragon Quest Builders 2 is kind of like water in Dragon Quest Builders 1. It is just very destructive, and often it ends up, if you haven't saved, that you have to redo what you're doing. Excuse me. So I tried a few times, a few different spots. Now I had made that recess in the top, so like I'd put lava in, and then a few different times I'd just chip off one block, see where it would go, and I really did want the lava going all the way into the ocean. In retrospect, I've worked out one way to do it, but it would still be very hard because the problem with lava and water is once the lava touches the water, it starts becoming chert, then becomes lava rock, and then it breaks and the lava keeps expanding. So the first time just let it go to see if it would reach an upper limit and just stop, but it really looked like it was just going to continue to take over the entirety of my Isle of Awakening ocean. So I reloaded, tried again from the other side, and I tried the second time to make like a little barrier so that the lava wouldn't keep spreading. And I think that will work if you try it, but you've got to do it a lot bigger than what I did. I tried to just make one or two neat little blocks that would be like hidden, but I think what a much better idea would be is to make like a big blobby looking like lava rock, sort of dark dolomite blob far out in the ocean, not far out, but like you kind of want to use that almost like a cup to catch the lava. I might try and do that at a later date, but what I ended up doing after all this is just making the lava so that it only went down onto the beach and didn't really go into the ocean at all, so that that reaction didn't happen. And it still looks great. That took a lot less time because I sort of just poked out one little spot where I knew there was a lot of land for it to go on. So once I'd done that, I'm still going to get a little bit of that vaporizing effect from the ocean, but it doesn't look so bad and it's not actually taking the ocean away. And the fact that it keeps happening, it adds to the general effect of the island. So that's pretty much it for the volcano part. I might just pop in just a little bit of random gameplay here in a sec, just while I talk about, asking you guys pretty much what I should do next. Because I wanted to see, I guess, I have asked before, and I know some things that people want, like town planning, and that is something that I definitely do want to do, but I'm thinking that's probably a good idea for something we could do on PC when it comes out, because that's only a week away. I need to get through the story, obviously, but once we've done that, it'd be great to have like a fresh Isle of Awakening and maybe a few mods, and to be able to start fresh to do a town planning video would probably be the best way, because then we can do it together. So that's still a little bit, a couple of weeks away, but you know, I was thinking of doing maybe some more architecture videos or something like a modern restaurant versus a traditional restaurant, or modern house versus a traditional house. Usually I just make videos of whatever I'm doing and what I'm enjoying, but I am just quite lost apart from sort of plodding along in Canto, and I've decided I want to take a bit of a break again from Canto because my buildings the last few are a bit, not what I would like. So I think I need to go somewhere else and do some fun stuff like that cat cafe and stuff, but I just haven't found anything to inspire me. So if there's anything, maybe you guys have seen and haven't started doing, or you have any ideas, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll jump on later today and maybe just do an architecture one, but I like hearing from everyone. It's the whole idea of this, right? We're all just showing each other stuff. So if you've got any stuff to show me, please do. I also might do another one of those tour videos because that's always helpful to get inspired. But if you listen to me ramble for the last couple of minutes about nothing, thank you. And I hope to see you all soon. Please send me your islands and stuff like that because I do love to visit. All right, bye.